ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another episode of Two Fat Guys Talking Flowers, where we're always going to give you the good, the bad, the ugly about flowers. I'm Fern. We got Joelle back on the ones and twos. Ryan in the house. Mimi in the house. Mike is still at Jeff Fresh North Country, but man, his time is running out. And our super unique, awesome, creative, badass guest is none other than Rob Gooljar, managing partner at Iris Blossom.
Fern, I'm telling you, man, your voice is getting higher. You're losing your.
Joel's got this little dial on his thing, and little by little, he's just knocking it up
like
one
Joel,
notch each day.
Is that true, or is it really his voice?
No.
I don't trust anything that Ryan
He's going to be a
says.
chipmunk by Christmas. We're trying to turn him into a chipmunk for Christmas.
I'm losing the Barry White. It's okay.
Remember the movie when the guy spoke? Whenever he spoke, the girls went crazy.
That is
so
vague.
It's a lot of movies.
Love Potion number 9.
Oh,
Love Potion number 9.
That's a good
but
one.
the one with Sandra Bullock or the super old one?
No, the older.
Everything I refer to is super old.
Oh, then no, I don't remember
There's
that one.
Yeah, well, you should Google it and watch it. It's a good movie. It is a good movie. Mommy says it's a good movie. Love Potion number 9. Every time the guy talked, the women got crazy.
The peanut guy.
Oh, I remember something like that. That's the one I said. Sandra Bullock. Thank you, Mommy.
Lately,
Is that a witch movie?
No. Well, yes, because she makes potions.
Lately, I feel I'm getting the opposite effect. They're not going crazy. They're going crazy on me. But story of my life.
Yeah, small one.
It's karma, Fern.
It happens when you leave the little people behind.
Rob, how you doing? Welcome.
I'm good. I'm so excited to be here. Thank you guys for having me. If you don't know me already, it's actually 3 fat guys talking flowers today. But I lost 32 pounds, so
there we go. Congratulations.
You look good. You just got your hair done too. Mimi's all into it. She's
I'm into
mad.
it.
Shout out my girl. Her name is Cynthia at Lemon Honey Salon. It's in Davie. It's one of the best hair experiences I've ever had. And then if you know me or follow me on Instagram, you see that I'm very known for my hair.
That's what I was
so
gonna say.
It was a really big switch up for me, but I couldn't have asked for anybody better to do it. I did it right before I went to Greece, which is something that I'm going to talk about in a little bit.
Wait a minute. What's her name again? Mommy's looking for a new hair place to go. What's the name?
Oh, so the name of the salon is Lemon Honey. Everyone that's there is specialized in balayage specifically, so like a type of dye technique.
Yeah.
But the girl that I used specifically, her name was Cynthia, and she was just absolutely amazing. She literally consulted on my hair for 40 minutes before she even touched it, which is crazy. Wow. So I just felt so.
Well, Mommy doesn't color her hair anymore, but
she can get it cut because I know that's a.
She likes to get a. Yeah, she needs a good
she needs
spot.
a fresh.
Right. No. The cut was a big part of this too, because like my hair used to go down to my ass, literally like long as fuck, and then now it's like. It's not super short, but it's short for me. You know what I mean? So you'll see. I
think one of my favorite videos you did is when you did the hair twist, and then all of a sudden the flowers come out and they're already arranged. I mean, a lot of your videos have so much to do with your hair. Like
they do, because like it was the easiest thing for people to recognize me as. So like back when I was in Charlotte, the majority of people would either know me as the flower guy or the hair guy.
Yeah.
So you could ask anybody and then they would refer to me as that, or you could say, oh, the hair guy, and then they would know, or oh, that's the flower guy, and they would know.
So now you're the flower hair guy.
Right.
Do you like to lean into that, or is that something that now it's like a badge you have to wear?
No, I like it because so I actually always had short hair. So I had a 4-1 fade like my entire life up until college. Like I started my senior year of college, like the day of graduation. I cut my hair for the last time because I used to cut my hair myself, right? Cut my hair for the last time. I said, I'm going to try to grow it, because every time I tried to grow it, I would shave it off in like 2 months, right? So that was the last time I cut it. And ever since that, I've had long hair. I've been trying to grow it. And then like, I want to give like fucking Dumbledore and like have my hair go down to my ankles and shit, right?
But and you'll be the flower wizard.
No, literally.
Bill Schaefer. Bill Schaefer holds that crown.
No,
it's
not Bill Schaefer. It's David Kaplan.
Oh yeah.
David
Bill Schaefer does have
David
long
Kaplan.
hair too.
I know, yeah. He feels more wizard-esque.
Yeah.
David Kaplan just has the name.
He has the marketing behind it.
Bill Schaefer isn't actually a magician.
But yeah. I like having it, but at the same time, sometimes it's annoying. Then other times it reflects poorly in my dating life and like other shit. So you know what I mean? It's just like...
Jason, our warehouse manager, just recently joined. He got the company uniform, the beard with the bald head, and he's loving life. He's like, man.
He did tell me that he's a lot colder than his head. Like he's like, man, I never realized how much hair does keeps away keeps
it does
you warm.
Protect you.
Ironically, he's wearing less hats now.
Surprisingly,
right?
But I think he was just trying to even out the tan on his head, and maybe. It's about even now.
I sent Jason a special hat.
Is it a wig?
No, it's
probably a hat with the wig in the back.
No, you'll see when it comes.
Okay. Well, now we're gonna have to update everybody.
Have to wait. Oh yeah, we're gonna have to update everybody.
I sent him a good hat. I sent everybody stuff.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I got a Waffle House shirt, guys. So now I represent Waffle House, and I still haven't been. And
Terrible.
so
You've never been to Waffle House?
No.
This is a real problem on our podcast.
I know
that she's never been.
We need to like.
This
make
is
a
what
plan
we're gonna do.
We're gonna
Mimi,
have an episode.
I'm gonna give you a treat. After our Christmas party, we're going to the Waffle House.
Sir, let's go.
After our Christmas party.
Yeah, but which
we're
Waffle
going right
House?
To the Waffle.
You don't want to go to this one.
Which
you
one?
Need
we're
to
going
go
to the worst one.
Yeah, you gotta
we're
go
going to the worst one where we get the best experience.
Either way, it needs to be late.
They're all the worst ones.
Yeah,
they're all
after our Christmas party,
regardless. Can't be during business hours.
After a few tequilas.
All right, so that's the deal. This year we won't do any.
What if we did the Christmas party at Waffle House?
Absolutely, and I will be inviting.
Oh my God,
Rob's inviting himself.
Yeah, we'll set a tent up outside.
Rob, so I know you just came back from Greece. I can't wait to hear all about that. But we gotta get into
Yasu, Tecañes.
Calimera,
Calispera.
I don't know any Greek anything. It was real bad. I know
$1.50 is an amasi.
Did you see the girl that pulled down the flags, thinking they were Israeli flags and they were Greek flags?
And they were Greek flags. Yes, that was terrible. That was bad. That was bad. People. Anybody out there listening from the school system, I strongly suggest teaching geography again.
I'm actually a geographer, so
are you really?
Hit me up, yeah. No, really, I'm an urban social and economic geographer. That's what I went to school for.
Oh shit!
So he could probably do the test, Joel. You could place the states in the map without the names.
Oh yeah,
easily.
Yeah.
What about countries?
Probably.
Okay, cool.
I'm not that kind of geographer though, but I can do that.
That's what I was wondering. Yeah.
So hold on. So let's go back to that. How did you get into flowers? What started that for your life?
I want to say that the story is really complicated, but I'll do you one better. Is that the majority of things that I end up in life are by accident. Literally, like it's like I was talking to one of my friends the other day, just like real quick, like aside is I was talking to one of my friends the other day, and she brought up the point that there's nobody that she knows or that she's ever met that has these weird, unique, like unnecessary circumstances that happen to them, basically. And for whatever reason, I always find myself in these really strange or unique circumstances, and then that's how I ended up going to Charlotte in the first place, like from Florida. I'm from Florida, like I lived here my whole life, went to Florida State twice, and then I ended up going to Charlotte because I got an email while I was on the treadmill at FSU. And then and then I started flowers because
Go Canes, by the way. Go Canes,
absolutely not. Go no, sorry, even though they're not doing very well, but I'm gonna rep. I went to Charlotte to do my second master's, which was in location analysis. So again, I'm an urban social and economic geographer. The long story short is I tell people where to locate stuff, and study gentrification, sustainable development, that kind of stuff. And anyway, COVID came. I was well into my PhD at that point, and it kind of became a little bit depressing, like with just the way that like.
So you're a doctor? You're a PhD?
Almost.
Yes, almost. So people have been just saying it, but I'm literally like an inch away from finishing. I should be done next semester. Actually, I've been saying that for the last like 4 years, though. But, it's coming.
Dr. Rob, hello.
What's
Dr.
stopping you
Rob.
from just knocking it out?
Flowers.
Yeah.
Flowers is stopping him.
It's such a long story, honestly. If you want a 6-hour podcast, I can talk to you about everything. But when COVID came, it was just like really the state of the country and like, you know, how people were treating research, how people were treating scientists. And then especially what I research is very mentally taxing. It's all, you know, about inequity in real estate, racial inequity, spatial polarization, that kind of stuff. So it was just kind of like disheartening to hear people say, well, I can just Google that. And that's not true. Or like, you know, like you dedicate your whole life to research and becoming a doctor. And everybody's like, oh, well, fuck that, because I could just go on YouTube. You know what I mean? Anyway, it got really depressing.
You, YouTube.
Right. And me and Rebecca, who is my business partner back in Charlotte, shout out Becca, she used to buy flowers from Trader Joe's, and she would bring them home. We both lost our jobs at the same time. I was working in a restaurant while I was finishing my PhD and consulting on the side. And I lost that restaurant job because of COVID. Becca did large-scale event planning, like big conferences and stuff. And obviously events went to hell. So she used to bring home these flowers while we were sitting there literally watching fucking Glee or some shit on Netflix.
Yeah, whatever you were binging that week.
And,
Everybody was watching Netflix. I mean, Netflix
it's
went
crazy.
through
It was
the roof.
like fucking Tiger King and shit. You
Yeah.
know?
Oh,
So,
yeah, shit. Forgot about that.
You forgot about that guy.
I can never forget about that. You know? So anyway, I used to just arrange what she'd bring home, and they were so fucking ugly, and it was so stupid, but it just felt really
I bet
nice.
it wasn't.
It just felt good because it was a medium that I never really experimented with. I was always an artist growing up and then always encouraged to do art. Honestly, it was mostly photography, drawing, painting, music. I play instruments. I fucking
Can you
draw
sing?
well. I'm not going to do it now, but yeah, you know. No, fun fact, also one of the Iris Blossom employees, she's classically trained singer. So, you know, I like to look for other artists also, you know.
So you guys almost have a band?
Yeah, you know, like Becca has
We have a drummer.
Jimmy the Truth can jam with you guys.
That's what I'm
I
saying.
love that. No, I'm not actually a singer. I was being facetious, but
You're gonna sing for us?
No. Oh my god, I should have brought my harmonica. Okay, so I, you know, always was encouraged to do art, but I knew that wasn't going to be my career because you don't do that. You know what I mean? I'm from the Caribbean. Like, you grow up and it's like, well, I know I'm going to be a fucking doctor, you know? So left that. But then when this time came for us to reflect and me to like kind of avoid doing my PhD, I started playing with flowers. It just became a really interesting medium. And then one night, at maybe 1 o'clock in the morning, I made an Instagram account called Rob and Iris. And I woke up the next morning and I told Becca, we lived together at the time. And I said to her, hey, I'm going to start this Instagram account and I'm just going to fucking make flowers and put it on there. Not as a business, right? This was just for fun, for people to see like some floral art. And she was like, that's so stupid. Name it Iris Blossom. And then I was like, okay, cool. So changed the name to Iris Blossom. And then the rest is history. It went from, you know, just being this random Instagram that me, my ex, and Becca followed to now we have, you know, over 60,000 followers across platforms.
Damn.
I've touched literally hundreds of thousands of flowers.
Yeah, and not just that. At that point, you were 35 under 35, named 35 under 35 in
Really
the Florist
soon.
Review.
Yeah.
And then everybody was like, it was a sensation to see you because you look like a natural. I would have thought you had been doing it for years.
Did you have the flower tattoos before you started doing flowers? Or
I
did. You
So,
see?
real quick, y'all can't see me, but I have a couple flower tattoos. One of them is an iris because, you know, Iris Blossom for a reason.
But also Iris is your dog.
Iris is my dog, and that's how I named the business. I actually
What kind
named
of
her-
dog?
She's a rescue pit bull. I got her from the Tallahassee Animal Shelter.
I love her already.
She's literally precious. Everyone who even is obsessed with their dog would kill their dog to have Iris. Like, that's how she is. I got her when she was 2 months old, and now she's 12. She's literally my precious angel. But
congratulations.
I got that tattoo for her. I named her after the Goo Goo Doll song, though, so unrelated to anything. And then the other one is the hibiscus. We grew hibiscus in my childhood home, like in front of it. And it was something that my great grandmother used to grow in Trinidad. So I have them in front of my house right now. So
That's
it's
amazing.
just like a fun little like aside for it. But yeah, so it just became, you know, that was my medium, and then it blew up, and then it became a business. People just started asking to order stuff, and now I've made $500,000, and we just won all of these awards and been on TV and fucking podcasts, you know, like whatever. And it's just like,
no, but don't skip over all that. Don't skip over all that. What awards have you won?
So we won Best Florist in Charlotte a couple times, Best Business Instagram. I was in Florist Review a couple times, 35 Under 35, Floral Trendsetter. I was in Best of the Blooms. I was an entrepreneur. I was in what's the other one? Ebony. I was in, I don't know, a couple things. You know what I mean? I've been on the news a few times.
Can we still vote? Because I already voted like 3 times. Maybe I shouldn't say that out loud, but he's up
I don't know how many times you can vote.
He's up for Reader's Choice right now for Florist
thank
Review.
You. I think that the voting closed because actually when you said that, I did check yesterday and I don't see the link anywhere.
Oh, okay.
But who knows? Maybe I'll win.
They probably banned me.
Like Iris Blossom's fucking cheating, ban them. You know, it's crazy because we've won like several Voters' Choice kinds of awards before because I think people are just so surprised about the stuff that Iris Blossom can do. It's not just about me though. You know, we have employees now. Kenna and Ali are literally like expertly trained by me, floral artists. Like they're so good that people didn't even know that I left Charlotte for an entire year. Yeah. Because they just carried my business in Charlotte while I worked on the expansion down here.
Why? I mean, I know you grew up in Florida. You lived here. You know, before, but why did you leave Charlotte? Was that just expansion, or just you missed the smoldering?
Let me give you the top 5 real quick. So one of them was that I hate being cold. So I was in Charlotte for 7 years and I feel like I got colder every single year. I never got used to it and I just miss being hot and sweating and going to the beach and just being a hot bitch. So that was one. The other one was my grandma unfortunately has dementia and my dad has been her primary caretaker for the last like better part of a decade and he's very, very exhausted. So I came here to not only help him with her, I took over all of her medical care and that kind of stuff, but he needs help. So I've been helping him with a lot. That's literally
beautiful
been
of you
a
to
fucking
do. That's
nightmare.
awesome.
Honestly, you know, he's just old and Caribbean and very stubborn. I love him, you know, but it's literally been insane for the last year. And then that's kind of where Iris Blossom went, which is why we'll talk about that if you ask about it. But anyway, that I felt like it was just
there's 2 Iris Blossoms. I'm sorry to interrupt. I just want to follow along. There's one in Charlotte
and there's one in Miami, and then there's also Island Iris, which is in
Island
Turks and Caicos.
Iris. That's the one I love.
Yeah.
And Island Iris is in
Turks and Caicos.
Turks and Caicos.
Yeah, so that one.
Mike, I have to send you the video of him working in Turks and Caicos, and I see the Jet Fresh growers boxes. And I was like, "Oh, that looks so beautiful!" Like with the beautiful scenery behind it.
Let me tell you something: is that like however much hate this might get me, literally, I think that Jet Fresh is like my favorite place to shop, just because I'm so Miami, and everything that y'all have is just so Miami. Even though there's so much other shit in Miami, like I just can't get the experience that I was getting while I was in Charlotte anywhere from other than Jet Fresh. And people will say shit like, "Oh, but Jet Fresh is expensive." I was like, it's fucking quality. It's not expensive. So that's me. That's how people feel about Iris Blossom sometimes too. Remember, like we're Charlotte florists, and people are like, "You want to charge me how much?"
You don't go out for a steak dinner at Subway. You know what I'm saying?
No, 100%. Like I do luxury floral, I do luxury retail, I do luxury events, and I'm going to get the best stuff that I can get. And I'm sorry, nobody's fucking getting me variety the way that Jet Fresh gets variety. And I am literally the palette king, and variety is the spice of life. So y'all were doing everything and more that I needed for the type of events and retail that I was putting on. And I'm just happy for that. You know what I mean? I don't know how I got on that, but yeah. So y'all been my favorite.
This episode is brought to you by Iris Blossom. Island Iris.
Yeah.
No, y'all been my favorite. I'm always gonna tag y'all. I'm always gonna show the boxes and stuff. I'm gonna pull up at the airport and get all the Jet Fresh shit out the truck. You know what I mean? Like that's what I like. Like because we have a good relationship. I like when I work with people that are good to me and I can bring the business and I can do stuff. Like I've been to like several talking events and stuff now too, where I'm like, yeah, you know, my rep is at Jet Fresh and like, I'm going to give you the rep's name because don't go to anybody else. I'm going to get you my rep, you know what I mean? Like that type of stuff. But
well, that goes with the quality of who you are. You appreciate the work and you want to share it. Like when you came and told me you're a hairdresser, that's exactly the type. I feel like that's just because you're a sharing person and you care about making sure that other people have that same experience.
Absolutely. Because like there's no point in hiding shit. You know what I mean? Like I just feel like there's so many moving parts to not only like the floral industry, but just business in general, or just being a fucking human being. You know what I mean? Like there's so many moving parts to it. And I think that everybody needs their acknowledgement along the way. You know what I mean? And then like
let me tell you, Rob, listening to those words, what you said, we're working on a new project. We're going to be moving in spring 2025, and we're investing a whole lot of money, and it's scary. It's scary.
As fuck, but do it.
It's really scary, and it's really stressful, and it's all the what ifs in the world. They're hitting you in the face all day long. And then hearing what you said, it makes me motivated, because it makes me less scared, because we're only going to improve everything what you were talking about. We're only going to improve the selection. We're only going to improve the service. We're going to improve the fucking parking.
Right.
Yes.
Thank
God. We're going to improve
thank God.
Let me tell you
everything.
something. I pull up in a flower van and I just get up in there. So,
yeah. It's all going to improve. And
motivation, Rob. We appreciate hearing that.
It absolutely is, because Fern hears me cry almost every day about it.
You're older than me. You have way more business experience than me, but like just have a fresh perspective is don't worry about literally any of the what ifs. And that's so hard to do when you're a business owner and when you're trying to expand and when you're trying to please people and you're trying to please yourself and everything. Don't fucking worry about any of that. Literally worry about what's happening right now. You have a plan. I've been telling myself literally for the better part of a year and a half now that I have a plan and I'm just going to do my plan. And anything that comes into my head that gets discouraged or stressed or tired or I'm crying, or I don't even cry, honestly. I just really wish that I could, but I can't. Anyway, but like anytime that I just get to this point, I'm like, you have a plan and you're just going to take it day by day and you just focus on those things and don't worry about any of that what if, because that's what's going to stop.
Well, I keep listening to my dad. My dad used to tell me, my dad used to say it all the time. If you build it, they will come. But I don't know if he knew how much they cost.
Right. Absolutely.
He definitely wasn't planning for today's construction cost. I'll tell you that.
Yeah. Like, I don't know how Publix has one on every corner. I don't know how they do it. They have we actually literally where I live is 3 Publix on the same intersection.
I can actually tell you how they do that. That's what I do for a living.
They take the amount of people, right? And they figure out.
So in general, when they're doing store locating, retail location, it's specifically like they're looking at the number of roofs and they're looking at income. So grocery stores typically will only locate where there's high incomes, which is unfortunate, and that creates food deserts. But aside from that, the reason why you'd see 3 Publixes in the same area is because they would rather infringe on their own trade area and eat each other's sales than have a competitor come in.
Wow, yeah. That makes sense.
And plus, they're in the real estate business. You can't buy a building in Miami Airport West.
Absolutely not.
You can't buy one. They all get gobbled up by the Wall Street.
Absolutely.
Funds.
But there's so many things that goes into it. Also, like you try to look at like where you can offset if there's like transpiration differential and stuff like that. Like that's let me not talk about it. There's a lot of
pros
things
and cons to both
for buying elsewhere that's not down the street from the airport. Also, you know what I mean. But
what were you planning on doing with that degree and that information?
Currently still doing it. But I do strategic geography consulting. So I tell people where to locate things. I've located tons of affordable housing, retail projects, sustainable development, transit-oriented development, just a bunch of shit, honestly, senior housing, salon suites, blah, 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 gas stations, whatever. Originally, I just wanted to be a consultant and then grow my consulting business to this like huge thing and just do a bunch of retail GIS applications, but now I want to develop.
What's a GIS? What is that?
It's geographic information science. So it's basically big data analysis, except you're using spatial data. So maps. I analyze big data using maps.
Nice.
But
feel like I don't even know you anymore.
Yeah, seriously.
We're interviewing a different
wait,
person.
so you want to know?
shocked.
We wanted Iris Blossom, Rob.
So now
Dr.
I have
Dr.
even more
Dr.
respect
Rob.
because not only are you beautiful, talented, but now you're fucking
thank you.
super smart.
No. Literally, okay, so let me tell you something is that I wanted to grow Atlas, which is my other business that was the consulting firm. I wanted to grow it so bad, and then Iris Blossom kind of blew up out of nothing, and I put so much effort into the other business, and then like this one, it just like happened. And I used to tell people all the time when they would be like, well, what about Atlas? Or what about your degree and whatever? Like, and then, you know, because they're like, oh, how's your flower thing going? And then now it's like big fucking flower thing, you know. But anyway, they'd ask about it. And I would say, you know, the thing is that a lot of people need flowers and not a lot of people need strategic geography consulting. You know, so,
It's a real niche customer
right?
base.
It is very
Well,
niche.
now you know what you should do is we should like go and look at where we should open up flower locations, and that's what we should be doing with Iris Blossom.
No, absolutely.
Whoa, let's not talk about this on the podcast.
Oh, okay, sorry.
I mean, I feel like that's the information.
Good information.
No, it's actually.
No, I want to keep that.
I know.
Well, no, that's the additional service of your consulting. It's now you're offering flower shop consulting on that same service as
It's
well.
not only that, then I'm a fucking photographer and a
I know,
caterer
and
and
a
a
great-
videographer and a content creator and a fucking just literally I'm an officiant. I officiated people's wedding. I could just do like a whole in-house Iris Blossom wedding situation now.
I can
At this
see it.
point, literally
Yeah. everything
everything all in one. But the problem is I can't do it all by myself. And then it's
Right.
like, well, who's gonna have the eye?
Yeah.
How many times do we need to clone you for you to effectively work?
At least 100.
At least 100.
Yeah,
Okay.
just to be, I wear 250 hats. So if we give it to 100, it would probably be more like feasible, economical. You know?
Wow. So, but wait, I feel like it's super interesting to have this creative side and this real business and data oriented person now in the room. But I really want to know, like, is there a part of Iris Blossom? Like, is it in Charlotte? Is it in South Florida? Or is it in the island? Like, where do you love to work the most?
That's a great question. Honestly, back to the flowers. Don't ask me no more questions about geography. So, okay. Well, obviously the business started in Charlotte, right?
Uh-huh.
We were from 2020 up until 2020. Well, I mean, we're still going, you know what I mean? But I moved, to South Florida. Well, moved back last year. So in 2023, that's when we started Iris Blossom Miami. It was very like hush hush. Nobody knew anything in Charlotte. Nobody knew anything in Miami either. It's just honestly a lot of moving parts that was going on last year that kind of just hindered like what was supposed to happen with the expansion. And, you know, like the other thing that I was supposed to partner with Jet Fresh that we're still about. Right. But, so that it's just been a lot of shit. Charlotte has been the primary market that we've had for all of our retail clients. And then most of the events, we've done events in Miami, we've done events in other states, we've done events in other countries. So it's hard because like I would say, you know, Charlotte is like my home for Iris Blossom, but then at the same time, I'm working really, really hard to or trying anyway, to expand the way that we were supposed to down here in South Florida, because this is my home. This is where I live now. I didn't even give you the top 5 reasons. I only gave you 2 of them, but we'll, you know, digress. Is I'm here now.
Do you have a studio here in Miami?
No, that was another big issue with what was happening last year, because I was supposed to, and it didn't work out the way that it was going to. But for a little bit, I was working out of a warehouse. Now I'm working from home again. In Charlotte, actually, we've done events for like $1,000, and we did it on a dining room table. I had a 2-bedroom
You see, Ryan,
apartment.
this is exactly why we're building that design space. That's exactly why we're doing
Yeah,
that.
yeah,
This
no,
is-
absolutely. There's going to be tons of options.
Yeah, no.
We're going to have a design space for you to use in our new spot.
I love that. I've seen
Refrigeration,
yeah.
water, everything you need.
Like a workspace, yeah.
No, that's nice because like you haven't understood how many times I've had to fucking go to another state or a country, and then it's like, well, where am I supposed to work? You know what I mean? So, or you think it's gonna be one thing, and then you get there and it's not that thing. You know what I mean? But right now it's easy. Like I have no overhead. I work out of the house. In Iris Blossom Charlotte, the employees work out of their homes. It's like just what we are accustomed to, what they've been trained to do. The goal is to take Iris Blossom not just from like a localized flower shop, but to a service. So I want to have Iris Blossoms in a bunch of states. states, and everybody's just going to be trained by me or my employees who will eventually, you know, be promoted, and then just have this experience. It's like this floral experiential kind of ordering system where you're ordering flowers that are always going to be bespoke, but now it's a service and not just like Iris Blossom as a flower shop. It's like, imagine if like it's Uber, but for flowers. You know what I mean? You just call Iris Blossom. It's like giving 1-800-Flowers, except not ugly. I don't know if that's your client, so sorry. But like it's giving not pre-described. Like that's
You're
what
talking
we want.
artist created flowers, not mass.
Exactly.
Flowers.
So you are going to use it's the same business model. And if anybody listening to this podcast does this, I will know. Is that it is going to be basically where, you know, Iris Blossom can give this the same experience that we give like at a localized level, except now we can do it in other markets. You know what I mean? Like we've tested it already in 2 markets and it works. So I know y'all not getting all of the information, but we know that the business model that I have for retail absolutely works because it's present in 2 markets. You know what I mean? So if I can do it in these 2, I can do it in another 10.
Yeah.
So that's what we're going for. And then I want 1-800 to buy me out for 60 mil, and then I'll never work again. You know?
That's the plan right there.
But anyway, for now,
It might be the opposite. You might have to buy them out.
One could hope, you know, because I'm just at this point, I'm like, just please somebody just take me to fucking retirement.
You are not gonna retire.
Where would you go if you're
cannot
retiring? Where are you going?
I'm going to fucking Sicily, and I don't want to talk to anybody. Literally,
go.
like I'm going to Sicily. I'm getting a palazzo. I'm gonna have a fucking goat, and I'm just going to mind my business. I'm gonna fly back to the U.S. to
No
manage
way.
the business.
I don't believe it. I don't believe
Those
it.
are
I think
goals.
he'll do that for 2 weeks and then lose his mind. and
Honestly,
say, you know
probably.
what? Back to work.
He would just become some kind of famous businessman in Sicily. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like he would start something there.
But I like how you also you make sure to bring everybody along your voyage when you're growing all these things. So maybe
Oh my God, I
he'll
love
also
that.
be-
Thank you for
yeah,
saying that.
maybe you will actually there's like a millionaire YouTube guy, some kid that he bought his mom a house, and I don't know, I saw it recently. I'm looking at you, Joel, because I know you know who it is.
I have no
the
idea.
kid
what it
that
is.
just crashed his the kid
his,
that just
his
McLaren, his
yeah,
McLaren.
Yeah, but I
The
think
white
it's
kid.
I think it's really cool how people bring on, like, you know, sharing your process that will help. Then you grow, and that's 100% how you become your house in Italy and Sicily, and with your goat.
I hope so.
You
So,
might not have 1 goat. You'll have like 40.
Thank you. I
40
want the
goats.
goats.
That's the goal.
I wish 40 goats on you.
All right. So you did mention traveling. I know you moved. You were in Charlotte. You started up in Charlotte. You said, you know, fuck it. It's too cold up here. I'm coming back home. You came down to Florida.
The traffic is no better in Charlotte than it is in Miami, though.
Absolutely
The traffic
not.
is
It's
equal.
literally atrocious. And
Well,
what
because
sucks is,
Charlotte was never like Miami. It was never expected to be that big of a city.
They have this cool new express lane, though. If you can afford it, you can ride on.
their toll is literally more money than Miami toll, which is crazy.
Yeah.
Are you serious? I thought we had the highest
Yeah.
toll. I swear.
The thing is,
No,
like,
it's like $20.
yeah, it's specifically for the people who can afford it. It's
Wow,
like the
that's
people who are
intense.
going to
That's
North
messed
Charlotte, like
up.
North Mecklenburg. So, all of the places where people can
I'd
commute.
definitely spend a lot of money on the express lane if I was in Charlotte then. Now I know. So, hold on. But you started traveling. You were just in Greece, like you said.
Oh, yes.
But you started doing events, you know, destination weddings or destination events. How did all that come about?
So we just started doing events in other states. Like it was always like just either people that I knew or somebody who just wanted us to do something like that wasn't too crazy. Honestly, like never anything like super full scale. I feel like, sorry, I keep jumping from topic to topic and not finishing.
Kind of
anything.
our style.
Yeah, all
We're
right.
bad
Kinda how we
interviewers.
do it.
No. All right, good. Because I was like, it's giving very ADHD for me.
Oh,
So
we
like,
all-
because I just feel like
Welcome to the club, don't
all
worry.
right, so we good because I was like, y'all asking me shit and I'm not answering nothing, you know. But okay, so yeah, we just kind of started doing stuff in other states. Then it grew to, you know, like more of them, like more like kind of full scale, whatever. Like we would travel with the van, you know what I mean? Like we have the Iris Blossom van, which doesn't fucking hold anything, mind you. Like the kind of events that we do now, like full scale box truck, you know what I mean? Like big ass 26-foot box truck, 29-foot box truck, like that kind of stuff. And we don't even have any of the decor. It's just floral, you know what I mean? So started doing that here. Then we, did our first international wedding actually last year for Island Iris in Turks and Caicos in Provo. We just got kind of presented with this unique opportunity to import a bunch of shit. Just, transparency and lack of a better term. It was just like, it just made sense to start a business there because we had to send so much stuff to Provo for this like absolutely gorgeous, luxurious, fucking amazing, beautiful wedding that nobody's conceptualized, right?
So you said, fuck it, leave it there. And then you said, what am I going to do with it, right?
Right. So we, started Island Iris, which is supposed to be, luxury destination events specifically in Turks and Caicos. And, we have that inventory, but we're, when other things come up, we can import. We have the contacts. We have like the knowing. We know we have a partner in Turks and Caicos. My friend Gigi, she, literally one of my best friends. But, we're at this point now where we can produce these events that Turks has never seen before. The wedding that we put on in December, there were people talking about it for months. There were people like, you'd go to the nail salon and be like, I saw your wedding, and like stuff like that, because it's stuff that they've never seen.
Yeah.
It's stuff that even the United States hasn't seen. Like, you've seen Turks. It's fucking gorgeous.
I'm curious. So there's like a luxury wedding in Turks versus US, like price difference wise.
It's about the same.
About the same.
Yeah.
Okay.
So the thing is because out of any of the islands, just in general, Turks is super fucking expensive because of the import tax, right? So their government takes a 35% tax on anything that they import to the island, which is not that bad considering that nobody on the island pays any taxes. There's no income tax. There's no blah, blah, blah tax. There's no sales tax. There's no nothing.
Unless you want to import something.
Right. So the government is funded through this import tax. So it's worth it. You know what I mean? To keep the money on their island. Like, I love that for them. Obviously I'm from Trinidad. So I love when the money stays on the island. That's how I feel. Because
right. Turks has like every high-end resort.
They do.
There's the Ritz-Carltons, there's the Seven Seas, there's the this. They have like one of those, you know how there's like 5-star, they have 7-star resorts.
There's so much shit over there now, and then we have no competition. So I think that, and then don't compete because you can't. Like the thing is, like, we don't have competition, and it was just a great opportunity for us to start something, and that's how Island Iris happened. Anyway, we did that absolutely gorgeous luxury wedding. Everything was mirror. It was clear. It was island. It was giving beach in December, and that's exactly what it was supposed to be. The color palette was phenomenal. The flowers that we got from Jet Fresh was phenomenal. Everything that we got for this wedding, floral-wise, was from Jet Fresh, aside from a bunch of air plants that I got elsewhere, and I had to hide them in importing. But aside from that, because they were live, right? But like all of the floral came from Jet Fresh. I couldn't have asked for anybody better to send those flowers. We had to send it through an international airline, so IBC. They did really great. It was, just very, very stress-free from the U.S. side of things.
Could you explain quickly that process, just for the people who are not familiar with it? Yeah.
So in general, if you buy from Jet Fresh for destination or just for stuff in the United States, your stuff gets put on a plane, right? So you get a logistics partner that's not from Jet Fresh. You get a logistics partner. We have one. Who, they fly our stuff on an American Airlines plane or a Delta plane, depending on what airport it's going to. Typically, it's going to Charlotte. So they fly on American. They put it on an airplane in Miami. You go and pick it up at the airport in cargo in Charlotte or whatever state or city that you're in the U.S. In international, it's basically the same process. You're paying a fee, like per pound. You're paying a base fee on top of that, that kind of thing. They're also looking at the dimensions of the boxes and the weight and this and then whatever. Just regular cargo stuff. Imagine if you went to UPS, right? But international, it's like more specific flight times. It's only, fewer people are going to do international shipping, especially of perishable stuff. So
you have to have permits,
import
permits, export permits.
It was so
lots of paperwork,
difficult. Not even for nothing. It was really, really difficult doing this in Turks. They needed a lot of permits, a lot of paperwork, but not for nothing. My old rep here at Jet Fresh, she helped so much, like everything that I needed, and made the process so smooth. Like I got on that plane going to Provo and I knew that my shit was there. You know what I mean? And there was no better feeling than that.
Yeah.
And then when I got to Provo, everything fucking went to hell. Literally, like it was one of the hardest weddings I've ever done. I cried 4 times on wedding day, and that's never happened. But it was just, it was a lot, you know. I don't even want to get into it, but it was just so much. Like from the time that we got there, like they wouldn't release the flowers. Then it became a whole situation with where I was working and how we were transporting stuff to the venue and all of this other shit. But nobody would know, which is every event florist's dream, basically, is that you're the only one who knows how difficult your event
100%.
is, and nobody else will know.
What's the thing? When the lights are out, nobody knows all the mistakes that
Absolutely.
happened. Yeah.
Like there were just things where I redeemed myself like fucking crazy in Greece. So we'll talk about that. But like it was like a 180, but it was so beautiful that nobody would know shit. Look at the Instagram and you could see it. Nobody would know anything the way that it was supposed to go. And the guests that were at the wedding and the people who just saw it through pictures and videos and whatever, they were like, this is the fucking most beautiful wedding I've ever seen and blah, blah, blah. And I've never seen anything like that. And I'm like, imagine what it was supposed to fucking look like. Yeah. You know what I mean? But anyway, logistically, you know, we now have smoothed out that process, obviously, you know, after doing that wedding and after having the experience in Provo for the last year. You know, there's a lot of things that we learn, how to work with the vendors there, how to like, you know, really get the island involved, you know what I mean, with the stuff that we're doing. We want to stimulate the economy. We don't want to just, you know, go in there and start taking over shit. Like, it's not like that at all. You know what I mean? Again, I already talked to you about island economies and how I feel about the islands keeping their money and like getting to do their stuff and like really seeing their people succeed. And so I love that, you know what I mean? But now we kind of have like a better, you know, understanding of not only working with the vendors there, but just how things work logistically, like with their government, with the importing, just here on the state side, you know, what it looks like. Budgeting for how much it fucking costs. Literally, it cost me $4,000 to ship the flowers.
Wow.
It was almost the price that I paid for the flowers. I had to ship them, which is insane. And then, you know, so yeah, but anyway, lots of.
So are you set up now? You're going to continue weddings in the Turks? You're going to.
We don't only want to do weddings. We just want to do luxury destination events. So, we actually have a lot of corporate clients. Like big corporations too. Bank of America, Wells Fargo, Lowe's, blah blah blah. Like all of these different people. Honeywell, whatever. But. I want to bring these fucking people to Provo and she could like take them to fucking golf and shit and do like these fancy dinners with flowers from Iris Blossom and, you know, all of this stuff. So we have like, you know, like a really good understanding of where we want to go, like in terms of luxury event. It doesn't only have to be wedding, right? Obviously wedding is a big part of it. It's so beautiful.
Fresh Fest Provo?
Absolutely. They literally, the golf course is literally one of the most beautiful you'll ever fucking see.
Time out. Mike, Ellie from Calma asked if you check your TikTok comments because she said that she suggested we do Fresh Fest at the lake house.
Oh, yeah.
She saw Sid's video on TikTok and she's like, hey, you got to make sure Mike checks his comments because I want to do.
I don't even know how to do that. How do you check the comments?
I think somebody might have said that, but yeah, no, that's awesome. And what are the idea of like you training the people in the islands and helping?
I'm a big fan of Kalma's TikTok. She does one almost every day.
Yeah.
Rob, do you have the TikTok also?
We
do that every day also?
No. So I used to actually post on like before TikTok anyway. Like we were really big on Instagram, which is where most of our following came from. And then I posted literally one TikTok and had 15,000 followers from the one. But we used to post multiple times a day on Instagram, and now it's like very, very dwindled down because of just everything that's been going on in my life. And like, you know, like I got the Instagram to a certain standard. I don't expect the girls to keep up with the content creation. That's not their job, right? Their job is to do floral art. Like I don't want them to have to do all of this extraneous shit that just stress me out so much. Like I absolutely hate being on socials now. It made me so anxious anytime I just have to go on Instagram. It's very addicting, honestly, which was another big part of it. Is like I have app blockers and shit on my phone that stop me from going on stuff because I just feel like if I could take my phone and throw it in the garbage, that's what I would do, honestly. Yeah. But that's where I got to, like, because I was, content creating for so long. And then I say all of that to say that obviously we're still making content. It's coming. I have
Is Grease coming?
Yes. So I'm actually done editing all of the Grease content, so it's gonna come out on Monday.
Oh,
so you're gonna it's fucking great. But
and Grease was a wedding.
Yes, and I will talk about that real quick.
I'm like really into Grease.
It's honestly one of my favorite events. But yeah, like we're going back to posting. I actually have like a backlog of some content that like a new series that we started. It's an interview series. I don't want to talk about it too much before it comes out, but I have several episodes of that's going to come out soon. There's going to be short format and long format, so I'm probably going to do like YouTube and like fucking all the vlogging and shit. I brought my camera here because I'm trying to do like a little mini vlog so I can post it on Instagram because people literally never see me anymore. So
it's a full-time job.
It is, and it's really hard. And like hats off to all of the creators. I have a lot of creator friends that are not in floral, you know what I mean? And I myself are like, I'm trying to do stuff on like my personal Instagram and like do my own personal brand because, like I built Iris Blossom to what it is with my face, for the most part. Obviously the florals are a big part of it, but people like me, and they'd come up to me like at the club and we get VIP and I get drinks bought and we would get this and people you're in the grocery store and it's like, oh my God, blah, blah, blah. And then I'm just like, I am like nobody, you know what I mean? So it never
What happened to you here at Jet Fresh with me. When I saw you, I was like, oh my God.
No, and and then I got ice cream out of it, so that was worth it.
That's our VIP section.
No, honestly,
it's bottle service. It's ice cream service.
That's the only bottle service that I want. But like it was just I never got used to that.
That would actually be amazing. Like ice cream in the club.
Absolutely.
That's
the only
trippy.
problem.
That's the only
seriously, don't bring me a bottle. Bring me an ice cream sandwich with sparklers
and like all over the floor.
It's like Jackson's, but
like
Jackson.
You know what I mean? Nice name drop.
So wait, no, it's oh my God, that's such a memory. But anyway, where was I going with all this shit? I don't even know. Content creation is hard. I'm trying to do my own shit.
Wait, Joel doesn't know Jackson's.
Me nor your dad, I think.
He knows Jackson's. He's taken us there a bunch of times.
Right. That's literally a childhood staple. There's no way he doesn't fucking know.
It's like a classic ice cream parlor.
But it's a novelty place. So like it's close to Hollywood.
It's in
Beach.
Hollywood, and you get you can get everything but and they put all
it's
the
like
ice
a fucking
cream
kitchen sink.
It's
full
literally
of ice
in a
cream.
sink.
Literally, it's like
Literally a kitchen
$300.
sink.
Like this giant shit of ice cream.
Yeah. It's wild.
Yeah,
absolutely. You have to go.
Shocked.
Don't go by yourself because you can't eat it by yourself.
It's an entire sink.
No. Don't get the sink. I'm just like the regular ice cream.
Get the sink. Yeah, right. It's like get the sink.
Like you get a regular ice cream.
You can also buy.
Share it.
You can also buy old school candies in the front.
Yeah,
like old school candies.
It's nostalgic.
It looks like a circus inside, except it's an ice cream parlor. It's really like
they got good chicken tenders.
They do. They sure do, and hot dogs.
Yeah. Say when you're little kids. You remember that, Ryan?
I do. I remember.
Yeah, my dad used to take us there, and mind you, I'm from.
We got the big giant metal tray full of ice cream.
See, he knows. He remembers.
It was like their specialty.
Yeah, no, and I used to think it was so far away when I was little, and then I'm like, that shit's down the street.
Yeah,
because like I lived right there, like I lived in Hollywood. You know what I mean? Yeah,
that's right.
I think Jason still goes there.
I haven't been in like a year, but there's always a line is the problem. There's always a line. You got to wait in line to go inside. So I never just go.
Every time we go to the TPIE show, we pass it, and I always say, we should stop at Jackson's. You probably just never pay attention.
So then when you go to Jackson's, we need to take them to Waffle House.
Ice cream spot in Miami. Hands down, best ice cream spot.
There used to be Swanson's, I think. The one in by Sunset Place.
the one that was by
that was basically the Jackson's of Miami, but
they closed.
But my mom used to take me all the way to Jackson's because it was more like that was a treat after the beach in Fort Lauderdale. So it's like, you go there for that. But but the one in South Miami,
is that the best spot in South Florida? Is Jackson's?
Well,
no,
for ice cream.
So I actually know an unreasonable amount of about ice cream.
What don't you know, Rob?
I love ice cream. There was a list of like which ones were the best ice cream places in the United States, like top 20 or top 50 or whatever the fuck it was, right? And literally like 10 of them were in South Florida, like in the top 10, like several of them were in the top 10 that are from South Florida. One of them is like Aloha, it's in Davie. Then there was one, I can't remember the name, and I really need to look it up because the guy deserves his shout out. But the guy who used to make the ice cream at Jackson's owns his own ice cream shop in Miramar.
He's got to be good.
Yes, so he opened this one now, and they he's Jamaican, and they do all of these different Jamaican flavors, but all traditional ice cream shit too. So if you go where the Turnpike Bridge is for Miramar, on Miramar Parkway, it's right there in that plaza. There's a Bravo.
I bet Junior knows that spot.
I gotta look at
the number one in Miami is Azúcar, which is it's right on 8th Street.
Get an extra scoop for free.
So they do the guava ice cream and stuff like that.
That's the one by Domino
That's what's
Park.
pulling up on Google is the one. It has the most reviews and all that other stuff. But
it's good.
It's next to Ball and
Chain. It's not my go-to flavors.
Let me tell y'all this.
What's your favorite supermarket bought ice cream around the room? I like to hear it. Around the room.
Oh, it's got to be Breyers, but it has to be the vanilla, the real
Bluebell. Bluebell's good. I've been into the Talenti ones.
Talenti's good
because they have it's like you get a blizzard in the cup. You get
the ones that you mix up all the shit in it.
Bluebell home style vanilla.
So no, I'm only classic.
Boring.
I don't like supermarket ice cream. I only like soft serve or mint chocolate chip, from in one of the cones.
People who like mint and chocolate have to go to jail.
We're gonna have soft serve ice cream in the new spot.
Yeah,
I love that. I will be there for the ice cream.
That's gonna be such a
he says people that
we have ice cream sandwiches right now.
Sugar-free frozen yogurt.
It will have one of those. You can have different ones.
We'll have a good one and a bad one.
You gotta lock.
The bad one is mint chocolate.
Stop.
Facts.
You gotta lock me and Jimmy the Tulip up because Jimmy the Tulip and I have a mint chocolate chip ice cream obsession.
So does Becca. Literally, people. I said this before, and I'm going to say it again. Is that people who like mint and chocolate need to go to jail?
Yeah, seriously. The Andes
guilty.
mint
Okay, hold on.
Guilty as charged.
Time out. I don't like anything mint and chocolate, but Andes candies. The Andes candies are the only ones for me.
Put them in the freezer, Fern, and they're like a little tiny treat. That's it. That's all you have to eat.
It's like frozen toothpaste.
Yeah, right? Exactly. All right, let's get into this Greece event. I want to hear more about it.
Okay,
We've been hyping it up.
All right. Rebecca, actually my business partner, she got married in Greece, in Santorini, in this beautiful, intimate as fuck ceremony. I did the full event design for this one. We've been doing more and more now, where we do events, doing full event design, rather than just a floral, because
it's a vision.
I got it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So people want that. And I think that it's really it's better for us as artists, but also just logistically that we are able to coordinate everything, because it's giving Kim Kardashian. It seems like nobody wants to work these days. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's very it's so hard. We have a really great team of vendors that we work with all the time, or, when we work with new ones and stuff like that. But I feel like it's really, really hard to get the coordination and stuff well, even when they have a planner, even when they have a coordinator. I just find that for me, I know what kind of work I'm capable of, and not in a boastful way, but I just feel like if me and my girls handle it, it's going to get fucking done. You know what I mean? And it's going to happen the way that I see it happening,
good perspective,
rather than me having to wait for somebody else to do it and then I execute. So back to Greece is I did the full event design for this last year. Becca was really wanted me to be super hands off with this event. She said, absolutely not. I'm not fucking doing anything, because she knows the experience that I had at Provo, which we're not going to talk about. But she was like, absolutely not. You're not doing shit. And I was angry because I'm like, no, girl, literally I have to do this. You know what I mean? So it got to the point where Becca's mom, Valerie, texted me one day and she was like, well, at what point are we just going to fucking tell Rob to do it? And then because it was so hard working with the vendors in Greece, because, and mind you, fucking phenomenal, right? Amazing vendors. But it was so hard communicating, not with a language barrier, just because their lifestyle is so lackadaisical at best, in terms of events and stuff. They get it done, mind you. Again, no shade, it was literally fucking perfect. They did such a good job and it just came together. But we were worried for months, stressed the fuck out. Nobody's responding. Half of the people are like, oh, well, just pay us when you get there. It's like, how do I know you're going to come and work? Yeah. You know what I mean? So it was just like super fucking stressful. But again,
that's why the Greece is one of the blue zones and people live the longest because they don't give a fuck. They just
don't give a fuck.
Relaxed.
And you know what?
How did you go about finding them? How did you put an ad?
The vendors definitely go to Greece.
So
you should go.
What happened was, so Becca got a planner. Her name is Fotini. Anybody who's trying to plan a Santorini event, hit Iris Blossom up, honestly, because we worked with literally the best fucking vendor team, and we got division. But anyway, we worked with this planner named Fotini. She did a great job, trying to give recommendations. But to be honest, Becca's very controlling. I'm very controlling. So we just found everything. Becca found most of the shit. At one point, she just got so frustrated that I just didn't even care what she was talking about. And I said, well, I'm just going to design the wedding and you're going to take it.
Right.
So I designed the entire wedding, literally everything down to all of the rentals that they were going to use, what the tablescape looked like, what flower. I did the whole flower palette, the color palette, what people had to fucking wear, all of this shit. We came up with everything, and then
Fotini from Santorini was okay with this.
When I met her, she was like, "You're the one who did the PowerPoint," and then she's like, that Becca was one of the easiest brides she's ever worked with because she just knew everything.
Because she was really dealing with Rob,
right? No, absolutely. Because as much as anybody will tell you, that was my fucking wedding. So and I told that to Becca on her wedding day. I was like, you better perform because this is my fucking wedding. So, wow. I lived with Becca. I lived with her now husband. I was there when her baby was born. Aww. We raised all of these animals. So I did a fucking 5-minute speech at her wedding. It was this whole shit. But, going back, we did that whole full scale event design, got the vendors, it was just very stressful, but it got to the point where I was like, I'm going to do everything. You give this to them and tell them that they just need to do it. And then that's it.
So is it Iris Events now?
So I want to say that it's still Island Iris because Santorini's an island.
Oh, that's 100% true.
So you'll see the post come out. It's going to be like a cross post for Iris Blossom and Island Iris at the same time.
Which, by the way, I love the logo for Iris Island. It's similar to your Iris Blossom logo, but more tropical.
So we had 4 characters made basically when we did our branding. We have a bird of paradise, a flamingo that has a money sign around his neck. That one's my favorite. Mm-hmm. We have the flower, which everybody knows for Iris Blossom.
Yeah.
Like the daisy, and then we have a monstera who just looks kind of like he's a little bit high, honestly. But love, so you'll see them pop up around stuff. But we decided to use the bird of paradise for Island Iris.
I love that. Yeah, I love that.
So you consider yourself an island boy?
Absolutely. Except I don't, I was going to say, except I don't kiss other men, but I do. I know. Okay, wait, fun fact. So I went on a date with a girl not long ago because I'm pan, right? This has nothing to do with flowers, but we're just going to go ahead. Okay. I went on a date with a girl the other day. It was one of the first dates that I went on since I broke up with my ex-fiance, actually. And it wasn't giving. She took her eyelashes off of the table. And it was this whole thing. I hope that she doesn't hear this.
No.
But, she was a really nice girl. It was whatever. She's beautiful. Everything. She matched me on Hinge. We got there. It was just not what I thought it was going to be. And So
what made her pull her eyelashes out?
I was going to say, yeah.
What did you do to her?
No.
Was she crying?
Wait, one of the eyelashes was bothering her, and she kept fucking with it, right? Yeah. So I was just God. Like, hey, I'm not stush, I'm not uppity, but I'm also I'm very particular when I go to restaurants and stuff. I have fucking decorum, you know what I mean?
Right.
So I was just like, hey, if you want to go to the bathroom and fix it, I'm not, whatever, just you can go. And then so she's like, oh no, whatever, it's fine. And then she's like, oh, it's so embarrassing, whatever. And then she pulls her fucking eyelash off, right?
Oh, no.
So then so now, wait, no. So now she's sitting there and I say to her, I was like, well, now you have to take the other one off because I can't fucking talk to you with one fucking eyelash. I was like, it's giving a Clockwork Orange. You know what I mean? I was like, you can't have one eyelash and then no eyelash. So she took the other one off and
all the guys are
whatever.
Yeah, they're agreeing with you here.
So anyway, anybody that you see me and you like me, send me a DM because I'm painfully single. And all of my friends are not. So, I'm here.
That's how it goes. So we also had one question about the sourcing for the flowers in Greece. How did you source the flowers in Greece?
I didn't handle the direct floral design. We got a florist. So I did all of the event design for this event and had other people execute everything. Nice. So basically I just had to go there and manage it the day of, except partly manage it because we had a beautiful fucking Fotini to do everything. Mm-hmm. So my job was to get Vincent ready, who's Becca's son. I was present for Becca getting ready the entire time. I looked cute as fuck. Literally, when you see me, you're gonna eat this shit up. I looked so good.
Wait, did you have the blonde for the
I sure did. I pulled up to fucking Greece and nobody knew it was me because, bam, I was fucking tan and beautiful. My hair was blonde. I fucking lost 30 pounds. Everybody thought that I was coming.
This literally was your wedding.
No, literally, they thought I was coming in a black suit, and I actually had a dusty rose tux.
Nice.
So I ate it up. Louis Vuitton black fucking bow tie, Givenchy black shoes, Capricorn socks. Hair was fucking messy and beautiful, very Greek. Like I was giving. So when you see it, you're gonna eat it up. I had about fucking 20 rings
you gotta get on to Iris Island to see this video.
I just gave Island Iris a follow right now.
All right.
Right now,
we're still in the early stages, but you should follow because the shit's coming and you're gonna eat it up.
That's amazing.
Man.
But yeah, no, back to Greece, it was just so beautiful. Y'all are gonna see it. And then like the design team, the floral team, did so amazing, like with everything. I gave them the exact flowers that I wanted, literally like by name, every name of every flower, every color, everything like that I wanted. And it was like, this is what you're going to use. You figure out the quantity and shit like that.
You didn't rearrange anything?
No. And then what was so nice is that they asked me about like my opinion on stuff because girl, it was literally fucking like hurricane force winds, right? In Mykonos. It was insane. I feel like I keep saying that the wedding was in Santorini. It was not. It was in Mykonos. So I think
Ryan said it was in Santorini.
Okay. But okay, wait, backtrack. So whoever was listening, and if you want to rewind this, it was not in Santorini. The wedding was in Mykonos. So
where did they get Santorini from?
I don't know, but I feel like
Fioritini from Santorini.
I feel like I just like had that in my head and I'm like, no. It was in Mykonos. So anyway, the fucking winds were insane, like ready to blow shit over. But these people had this shit on lock. She like the design, you'll see the design, the way that I made it. It was literally like I did a mock-up of Becca and Sergio holding hands standing in front of the actual design and shit. And I was like, this is the height that it needs to be. And this is the fucking flowers. And this is how you're going to position the arrangement.
Did a lot of people from the U.S. fly over for the wedding?
We did it super intimate. There was only 18 of us, including Becca, her husband, and their baby, who's one. But it was just 15 of us, and it was literally one of the most amazing weddings that I've ever been to. I've been to tons of weddings now. I've been part of tons of weddings, and it was just so like...
Wait, did you officiate that one too?
No, I didn't, because she told me she didn't want me to do anything, so I got this like white surfer guy to do it. He was really good though. Yeah. But so like...
Mike Jr. does weddings. He did like 2 or 3 of them already. Yeah,
I've done one. So you can call me Reverend Dr. Robert.
Oh, there we go.
God. Good Lord, this guy's got titles. Titles.
Reverend Dr. Robert, MSMA. So it was so funny because actually when we were in Turks and we did the seating chart, you're supposed to title the people who work in the government, right? So like the people who attended the wedding that were in the government, like you have to call them honorable. So like honorable so-and-so, honorable so-and-so, whatever. So I was like, bitch, if you don't put fucking every title on this goddamn card for me. So like mine was like Reverend Dr. Robert Gooljar. It was so annoying. And I was just like, no, I'm going to do it just to be aggravating.
Yeah.
So
you got the titles. You got to use them.
And then any doctors we knew there, doctor them, PhD them, whatever, because I'm like, you earned your title. But anyway.
Shit, yeah. Got that right.
No.
So then what's next? Why don't you give us a little sneak peek of what you got coming on going forward?
Oh, yeah. Okay. So right now, everything is just very stressful. There's a lot of like shit happening in my personal life. It's not bad. It's just like a lot going on, like with my dad and my grandma and like stuff with my house. It's just a very long story, honestly.
Being an adult sucks.
Yeah, no, but it was really never that bad until I moved back to Florida. I'm not even gonna lie. Like, it's like, not for nothing. Like, I love Florida. I didn't make a mistake. I'm so happy being here. I'm much happier here than I was in Charlotte. I outgrew Charlotte. That was one of the 4 out of the 5 reasons, right? Mm-hmm. I just felt like I didn't need to be there anymore. But coming back here, I basically came into the situation where it was like a lot of stuff I was expecting to be done or to be happening couldn't happen because of extraneous shit that was going on with my house and with my dad. And like, I basically walked into a shitstorm basically, and I've been trying to remedy everything over the last year and a half. And that really is what put such a hindrance on Iris Blossom. I say that, and like, so we still made like $200,000 last year, you know what I mean? But at the same time, it's like, we had exponential growth for a long time. Like last year, I was supposed to come here, do my secret with Jet Fresh. I was going to make $1 million last year. That's what we were projecting. You know what I mean? And then it's like, to not get that hurt a little bit. You know what I mean? I stopped posting. People were like, did you die? Like, are you okay? Like, you know, stuff like that, because it just became really difficult for me to not balance it either. Like, I wanted to work. I came here with the intention that Iris Blossom was going to like be this big machine, not in South Florida, but nationally, with like the fun stuff that I had planned. But it turned into, you know, a lot of damage control, honestly. And then that's all that I've been able to do over the last year is remedy all of these very long-standing problems that, you know, not to shade him, but just for lack of a better fucking thing, it's like my dad made just a bunch of problems and I had to fix all of them, right?
Look, man, family problems, business, you know, it's life.
He's Caribbean, he's old, he's dealing with a lot. And then, you know, like at the same time, none of them go to therapy. None of them believe in mental health. None of them believe in literally like any fucking thing, anything that makes sense. They don't believe in that. You know what I mean? Like,
and that's important, especially in this floral industry. We're dealing with so much stress. A lot of these people are
tons
just like
emotions.
Rob was saying, he's in charge of all of so many different things. And, you know, you can't really take all that responsibility on top of that and not have a release, you know? It's
each of those things is hard enough on its own. But to put them all together.
We're three, and the social media kills us sometimes. So it's I mean.
But it's everything. It's not just one thing. It's all those things together. It's
100%.
Absolutely.
It's more than for one person.
There was a phrase that me and my friend Kelsey were saying for a while, which is like, every fucking day is something, right? Because like, you just
it's true.
It's every day. There's something going on, but you know, in like the last few months, I've done a lot of work to like heal trauma and just like really like, you know, come into myself mentally and really take care of my mental health and my physical health and like just the businesses and all of this stuff, like everything that I'm juggling. Literally, like, if you want to know more about me, I'm gonna fucking write a biography or some shit one day. You know what I mean? But like, I feel like, well, I'm gonna probably do it on my socials soon, so you'll see that. But you know, like, I've done a lot of work in that realm, and I've decided that, like, you know, that phrase, every day is something, like, I've stopped using that because I want to be happy about the things that I have going on, and I don't want to be stressed, and I don't want to be aggravated, and I don't want to feel like those things are bogging me down, right?
You don't want to focus on the negative.
Exactly. So I'm reframing everything, you know, like, I'm not a fucking, like, serial optimist or anything. I'm very real, but I am optimistic at the same time. You know, I've always been like that. And then these things aren't what's stopping me. You know, like, for a long time, I've been so focused on the businesses and like, you know, all of the other shit that like my dissertation went to the back burner for a while. Cause I'm like, y'all not paying me. Like, nobody cares about this, blah, blah, blah. Like I used to teach at UNC Charlotte and all of this stuff, but then it got to a point where I started doing so much with Iris Blossom that I was working like 100 hours a week. You know what I mean? So it got to where all of that went to the back burner, and it's been so hard for me to not finish. And like, I'm finishing now, you know, I got to that place, but I told myself the other day, I was like, you've been through so much fucking shit in your life, literally so much, like an unnecessary amount of traumatic experiences, actually, you know what I mean? And aside from all of that, just like ongoing shit that I deal with on a daily basis. And I'm like, a little fucking piece of paper is going to do you in? You know what I mean? Like, to finish my dissertation. And I'm like, absolutely not.
Yeah, but that's not just a little piece of paper. That's be a little bit,
that's
like,
an important
easy on yourself, because
in your life.
Everything.
No, 100%. Yeah. But you know, like, I'm just getting to where, like, grad school in general for people of color is a traumatic experience, right? And I've done it 3 times now. So, absolutely, it's been literally some of the hardest shit I've ever done. You know, the first 2 weren't horrible, but the PhD has literally been one of the hardest things I've ever done in my life, which is obviously understandable, you know what I mean? But it's the really hardest part about it is the mental battle to finish, right? Because there's so much other shit going on in your life when you're an adult and you're not just a student and you just don't focus on that. You're not in the ivory tower anymore. You have shit to do. And it's so hard just to prioritize it and whatever. But that's where I've said, like...
That's where my issue with education issue comes with, because it's so hard. We were given education, that window, when we were so young, and then we were grown up when you really want to do something and you really want to educate yourself,
or you decide you want to do something different in your life, and
that's why kudos to you. It's so much. It's
hard. It's fucking hard. I'm not even gonna front. You know, like, if you want to do it, because you will make the time. You know what I mean? Like, that's me right now. Is like, I have a research consulting gig. I'm, you know, running multiple businesses. I'm doing, you know, my hobbies. I'm taking care of my house, my dad, my grandma. I have a fucking dog and a cat. Mind you, the dog's name is Iris, which we already said, but my cat's name is Alströmeria Fashionista.
Alströmeria Fashionista.
I had to name him after a flower. And it was just so funny because Becca took one look at him and she was like, Alströmeria. And I was like, yes, absolutely.
Who's the breeder or grower for that?
The grower is Benchmark Growers Queens Group. Has exclusivity on those.
Right. And I tell everybody when I describe it, I was like, he's the only garden variety of Alströmeria. And he's just a unique fucking cat. It's just a unique situation that I ended up wanting to get this cat too. But anyway, I'm talking about too much shit. Long story short, do all the shit that you want to do, keep up with your life, and then at the same time take care of your mental health. If you want to keep going and do, you know, education, you want to go and you want to start a business, you want to go and you want to fucking be an influencer, you want to do content, you want to not do anything and go and have a bunch of goats in Sicily, you should just do that. You know what I mean? Because the only person stopping you from doing anything is you.
I wish 40 goats on you.
Thank you. I will receive that, honestly. But like the
40 goats. Would you prefer the
stressful, the screaming, or the fainting goats? If you had to pick one,
I would take half and half. Okay. Honestly, honestly, what I want, I want the little tiny goats.
Yes, the billy goats. Yeah,
the tiny goats that scream and that they go up on the cliffs like on all fucking 4 feet. Like that's
Sid looks like a goat because he has the goatee. So yeah, he looks like a goat.
I wish they made that commercial where they had the little giraffes that fit in your palm.
Oh my God!
You ever see that commercial?
Like the DirecTV.
It was one of those.
Opulence.
Yeah, something like that.
Funny thing about fucking giraffes is like back when I was in college, I used to get so high, right? And I used to get so fucking high in grad school, and then like I used to do like fucking 8-9 bowls out of a bong with my best friend Blake. He's one of my business partners also, and just turned like we'd write papers and shit. So anyway, I used to get high as fuck, and then one time like I just looked at Iris, my dog at the time. Well, she's still my dog, you know. But I looked at Iris and I was just like, you know what's crazy is I got this fucking wild animal in my house. And I just thought of it and I was like, what if people just had like little mini giraffes in their house and they just had these wild animals fucking walking around that you domesticated? But anyway, I digress. It was just really funny.
If I had a wild animal in my house, I would definitely have a little elephant. Like a little baby elephant is so beautiful, right? Yeah. Like, and it's just like looks so sweet.
Do you like the little hippo?
No.
You don't like the little hippo?
No, everybody's eating up this hippo.
Yeah, I don't like it. You guys... I like Pesto better. I kind of am pissed that this hippo got all this attention, and Pesto the penguin. Have you seen that penguin, Pesto?
No, I haven't.
It's a baby penguin, but it's huge. And so it's like a baby penguin. Like it acts like a baby, but it's a big, giant baby penguin.
I kind of feel like I have a baby hippo. Fresh and his big nuts.
Yeah.
He's kind of like a baby hippo.
You kind of have a hippo-like feature to you. Not in the size, the face.
I attack you.
Yeah. So we have to end this up. We are going to wrap it up. Is there anything we want to do before we get to the questions? Was there anything we missed that you wanted to?
I do have to give a shout out to like a lot of our listeners. Remember our Flori Expo display where we had the elements, and I just wanted to put two and two together.
Oh, yeah.
That was Rob and Ryan, and we just wanted to say that watching that come together, Rob changed my whole perspective on floral art, you know. And I know that you had also recently right before that you had done the art museum install too when you did that one. Oh yeah,
I went to Indianapolis.
But I watched that. I saw Ryan's creativity as like what he wanted, and then I saw the trust the process up, and I was like blown away. because it was really during Fresh Fest I wasn't allowed to see anybody work because we were doing other stuff, so I didn't get to see everybody's install processes. But I feel like we need to have you at Fresh Fest for sure.
I would absolutely love that. It was just such a great working experience.
It was really nice.
I've sung so many praises to y'all, so anybody who's listening knows how much I love working with you
both
guys.
got the elements to the T with those flowers, and I just had to give that to our fatties to know, put a face, put a
if
voice
y'all
to.
Listening, even knew like the way that I was coming here and started to pull all type of shit from the cooler. I had to ask people multiple times, like, can I pull this?
We were going around.
I was like,
cutting.
yeah, take more, go for it.
We were like going around cutting the little UPCs and scanning them at the same time.
I was like, what is the budget? Because I'm over. So.
I wasn't worried about that. I think Casey was a little worried about it, but
it came out fine.
We were fine. Yeah. It all worked out.
And then
great.
me, you already know. I told you I'm variety is the spice of life, and I'm fucking go big or go home, extra, very extra.
Well, so is Ryan.
Yeah,
so that's
exactly
why.
what I wanted.
What's
that's
the point in doing it if it's not extra?
No, for sure. These guys were like the state of freak. They were like the state of freaking Texas over here. They were huge. I was like, what is going on? Calm down. But it was fun to watch, and I just had to give a shout out and put two and two together.
I'm sure that it was the best one that was there.
You know,
not to anybody, but
it
you know it was the best one that's there.
It was.
We already know that.
All right, like you got the questions, Ryan?
Yes. All right.
Okay.
Rapid fire. Answer these without thinking too much.
Okay.
What is the best sandwich?
Corned beef or like pastrami on rye,
Ooh,
sauerkraut,
pastrami on
that
rye.
kind of thing.
Yep.
Absolutely.
Yep. What at the moment is your favorite flower?
It's top 3. I have to. Irises, obviously iris blossom for a reason. Hibiscus, orchids.
What is the scariest animal?
Scariest animal? Horses.
What?
But I've been on a horse. Okay, no. Let me explain this real quick because you know what?
Mimi felt attacked and
I
offended.
am a horse person.
No. I
yeah.
love horses, and I've ridden a horse and all of that before. You know what I mean? That's not the problem. It's like if you really
your
think
hair,
about,
you have to. You riding the hair on a horse.
they feel threatened.
I'm getting down to the weight where I won't feel guilty getting on a horse. Just saying. Just putting that out there.
No, I love that. That shit could just trample you. You know what I mean? Like if you just look at it the wrong way, dead. So you told me not to think about it, horse.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay. Most overrated flower.
Overrated flower. Damn. I got a good one for underrated.
I'm gonna ask you that.
Okay.
So you can start with that.
Overrated. What do people like that I hate? Delphinium.
Okay.
I don't hate it though, but
what about
it's overrated.
Underrated
Carnations, but I feel like a lot of people will say that. But
Yeah.
That's the
carnations
number
fucking
one
eat
answer.
the girls up. Every
Number
carnation,
one answer.
because you could do so much shit, and a carnation will last like the fucking cockroaches. They think
it's like a
cheap.
basic cheap flower.
It's considered
It's so
a cheap
cheap.
It's also commonly used in supermarkets. It also is seen as old school because it had a lot of
You get it for
significance.
like prom
Yeah,
and
yeah.
fucking Valentine's Day, $1 carnations, like that type of
Yeah.
shit. But I will also say Alstroemeria is the fucking underdog because I used to think that Alstroemeria was disgusting when I became uppity, and then now I love Alstroemeria.
I love the way they
because
open.
It's just it's so
It
it's
works
such
well.
a good filler. Like like I don't use it too much in retail, but when you do installs, Alstroemeria gonna fucking eat it up.
Yep.
Love it.
I love it.
Sort of get his reaction there. What is your go-to way to relax?
Go-to way to relax, yoga. Or go to the beach. Absolutely. I will live at the fucking beach one day. That's
Yoga
my
on the
dream.
beach? Is that the ultimate?
I've never tried that.
Ooh.
And I only haven't tried it because I feel like I
Sand?
have to do yoga naked. So unless I'm going to Hollover, catch me a Hollover with the naked yoga.
That's a thing.
Unless that, I have to just do it at home.
That's a thing.
Nice. If you could pick a movie or TV character to have lunch with, who would it be?
Yeah, but then you get sand in the crack of your butt and all that stuff. That's
I don't
no
mind
good.
that because you know what? I grew up on the beach. I'm literally like a sea turtle. So
He's a sea turtle.
Sea turtle.
No.
You do.
Yeah.
You have a sea turtle vibe. That chill.
absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
That's what it's going
Hey,
to be.
man.
Like Crush from Crush. Yeah.
That's funny. Movie or TV character to have lunch with?
A fictional one?
Either one.
Yeah.
Oh, a Tyra Banks in life size.
Ooh. That was the name of my dog for a long time, Tyra Banks.
I have such a good explanation for that, but we won't get into
Okay,
it.
go ahead.
Okay, that's fair.
Specifically Tyra Banks in life size.
We're going to
Okay.
keep that story for Fresh Fest.
Okay.
What kind of flowers do you want at your funeral?
Oh, it better be fucking extra. What I want is Oncidium orchids everywhere. Hanging from the fucking ceiling, in the casket, on the floor, everywhere. I want it to
All the
just
colors?
Yellow.
The
yellow ones. I just want it to look like a Solidago field, except it's expensive on Cydia. So,
I love that.
I actually want to do a wedding like that, so somebody hire me for that.
Yeah.
Okay, what is your go-to late night drunk food?
I don't eat this anymore, but it's a
Ice cream.
Oh no! Ice cream is like a special, like fun. It's not late night junk food. That's quality.
Yeah.
For me, it gotta be some fucking fast food shit. You know what I mean? It's either Checkers because I am from fucking Miami.
Checkers.
So Checkers, eat it up.
Edwin loves Checkers.
A $2 chicken bites box or a big double double chicken sandwich, whatever. Big Buford, that type of shit.
Yeah.
Right. If not, that also Checkers has literally the best soft serve. So Mimi, you need to go and get the Checkers.
I
soft serve.
haven't been to a Checkers. Well, I've been to a Checkers to have.
I was about to
I've
fry.
never
Hold on.
to have
I like the fries at
Yeah.
Checkers.
Oh, well, obviously the fries are fucking iconic, but and then if not that, if I'm in North Carolina, it has to be Cookout, a big double tray, Cookout style with no cheese, seasoned fries, and a corn dog.
Okay, wait a minute. Hold on. Me and Mommy have been debating on our travel from New York to Florida, or vice versa, if we should stop at a Cookout. We see a billboard every 10 miles.
Absolutely. You need to stop at Cookout. And I'm not just going to say it's because, like I said,
Are they pet friendly at Cookout?
Yes. Well, okay, so
Do
it's
they
a
have like
drive-through.
an outside spot to
It's
eat?
only outside. It's basically like Checkers, right? It's only outside. Like it's a drive-through. You can go and sit like on the tables or whatever. Or like vibe in your car, basically.
Yeah.
But it's like a drive-through
It's a
only
stoner
situation.
spot for sure.
Let me tell
So
you something.
Cookout's a good spot. I was always
Absolutely.
skeptical. I never
Do not
pulled
be
over.
skeptical. I will tell anybody that, even though I love Checkers because that's where I'm from, Cookout. That's fast food.
All right, Mike. We expect a review of Cookout.
Yeah, we want to
I
hear
thought it was a
about Cookout.
barbecue spot.
That's
didn't
what
know
I
it was a
thought
fast
too
food.
until I went there. And they have like the weirdest shit like on the menu, and like as for sides, like you could get a whole chicken wrap as a side. like it's like just weird shit, right?
That's my kind of spot.
But it's so good. It's so fast. The food is
Definitely
fresh as
sounds
fuck.
like a stoner spot.
The people are always so nice. You could go to the I don't recommend this, but you could go there drunk as fuck in the car, and like the people, they just got you. You know what I
we
mean? Like,
don't recommend driving drunk.
neither do
just
I.
saying.
I'm just that's just a hypothetical, but like you pull up, they got you. So highly recommend.
Oh well, thank you so much, Rob, for coming and doing
Rob,
this.
if someone wants to reach out to you, they want some inspiration, they want to get a PhD, maybe they want to do your super expensive Solidago field on Cydium wedding, how do they get in contact with you?
Absolutely. First, thank you guys for having me so much. I'll get back on that.
Thank
in a
you for
second,
being
but,
on.
Email me, rob@irisblossomclt.com. It's honestly easiest to just DM me on Instagram and then we move it to either my phone or my email. So at Iris Blossom CLT on Instagram and TikTok. Island Iris TCI is also our Island Iris Instagram. But
Do you have an alter ego for the Island Rob? Is it a different Rob or is it the same Rob?
I'm the same Rob through and fucking through for
Love
whatever
that.
I'm doing.
Love
That's
that.
why people
Love
love me,
it.
because I'm gonna be me. in
I
every
love it.
situation.
I can see a different version of Island Rob.
No, you don't want Island Rob. Actually, Island Rob was at Juve last week Saturday.
Trouble.
Where?
Miami Carnival.
No, he doesn't.
Okay, so
Carnival.
Carnival's like a big thing in the Caribbean.
Carnival.
Obviously, like Carnival is from Trinidad, so I will just go ahead and say that for whoever want to hate that, hate it.
I know, because then they start
Carnival
saying
is-
other places.
Right, Carnival is from Trinidad, but Miami does Carnival every single year. Obviously it's for the big Caribbean diaspora that's here. And Miami Carnival, people come from all over the world, all over the country to play mass in Carnival. And
They
one
get
of the
dressed up
like big costumes with
big
feathers
costumes
and like
and very tight
everybody's in, like, little
tights, and the
panties and
butts
bras
are
and
all
stuff.
very, very tight because they have these tight like leggings that make your butt
real
like
big costumes and shit.
Big
you'll know what
booties,
it
too.
is, So then like one of the events that is traditional in Carnival is called Juve. Juve typically in the Caribbean was mud. So
Is that like Mardi Gras? Like that?
It
Like
is.
Mardi Gras
supposed
came
to
from
be.
Carnival.
Yeah.
Yes. So it's all
Okay.
about the same timeline. It's like about Easter and all
And
of
about
that good stuff.
Fat Tuesday.
So Juve is the Monday activity. So like how like there's Fat Tuesday for Mardi Gras. Juve is Juve Morning Monday in the Caribbean. So it's
have you
mud
done
party.
have you done any like big Indian weddings, like, because Trinidad has a huge
We've done a couple Indian weddings in Charlotte, but nothing that was like
The 3-day
all of my clients
changeovers.
are significant, but nothing that was like a 3-day fucking like real Hindu or Muslim wedding.
Oh,
like
wow,
that, you know
yeah.
what I mean? Yeah. So I would love to get into that.
Me
you know,
too.
But,
Dying to.
yeah, so I went to Juve. In Miami, it's paint, though. It's paint and powder, so you're fucking flinging paint and powder on people.
All
and everybody's
over.
dancing and drunk. And, like, we looked at the clock and we were like, we gotta go home. I'm fucking tired. And it was 10 a.m. So, you know, like,
Yeah.
That sounds awesome.
Oh man, Rob, thank you for being on. Thank you for sharing. You were an awesome guest, dude.
Oh,
Thank you
I
so
love you,
much.
Rob.
Dr.
Thanks.
Rob.
Thank you,
Dr.
thank
Rob,
you.
Reverend
Drop
Doctor.
that mic, yeah.
Reverend Doctor. Thank you all so much. Again, you know how much I love Jet Fresh, how much I love being here, not just in your presence, but, you know, shopping from you all. So I'm really excited to, you know, get to talk to all of your followers. And, you know, hopefully if anybody wants advice or, you know, you just want to talk to somebody about running a floral business, or if you like flowers and you want to, you know, buy some shit, at Iris Blossom CLT, irisblossomclt.com.
Okay.
I love it, love it.
Thank you.
All right, Ryan, Mimi, Joelle, Mike, and Jeff Fresh North Country, Rob, our awesome guests. Thank you guys for listening to Two Fat Guys, where we're always going to give you the good, the bad, the ugly about flowers. Have a great day.